welcome you to the Tony C. Gymnasium, the home of the St. Mary's Spartans and the site of the Division II state quarterfinals matchup between the 6-seeded Walpole Timberwolves and the 3-seeded St. Mary's Spartans. As always, I'm Brady Goldman on hand tonight with a modified crew due to the boys hockey game coinciding with this one. Owen Alphon will be doing the camera, and I have Jason He right next to me doing our stats. After demolishing Notre Dame Academy last Saturday, Walpole on Monday also down Duxbury in the Sweet 16, 63-52, behind 26 points from Bella Bingham and 19 from Katie McDonald. Bingham, the Herger Division MVP, has been spectacular all season, amassing 1,000 points in early January and stands in front of the toughest task of her high school career: beat the St. Mary's Spartans. After winning the Division III state tournament in 2023 and 2025 respectively, the Spartans made the move up to D2 this season with much of the same success they had previously. They toured through their competition, beating top-ranked teams in the state such as Bishop Fien, Norwell, Archbishop Williams, and Norwood. This team on paper looks almost unbeatable, winning their first-round matchup against Burlington by 32 points. However, they were given quite the scare from the Archbishop Williams Bishops in the second round, and the Spartans actually trailed the Bishops down by 3 at half. Still, the team prevailed with freshman Sai Emanuel leading the way with 22 points. In short, this team looks like a wagon with by far the biggest test of the season for Walpole. However, the Timberwolves have also beat great competition this year, so we should be in for a good one tonight. The winner of this one will move on to the Final Four and play the winner of the 7-seeded and 2-seeded Oliver Ames and Whitman Hanson matchup. It's the Timberwolves, it's the Spartans. The state quarterfinals are coming up in just a few moments. All right, we are just moments away from getting underway between the Spartans and the Timberwolves here in Lynn at the St. Mary's High School. Two teams come into this one with great aspirations on their mind, a trip to the Final Four on the line tonight. Walpole trying to make it back to the Final Four yet again. Of course, they have not won a state championship since 2004. And a huge obstacle in the way, the St. Mary's Spartans. It's going to be the same starting lineup for Walpole this season. Bella Bingham, Tori Adams, Abby McMahon, Emily Mulger, and Katie McDonald. Of course, Bingham at 26 against Duxbury. She was just sensational in that game. So this will be their toughest challenge yet, as Bingham will go to the center circle against Carly Green for the Spartans. Fans are ready and we are ready for what should be a great basketball game. Lots been leading up to this moment, and here we go, the Timberwolves and the Spartans, as the ball goes into the backcourt. So Walpole will start with possession. Katie McDonald's going to inbound it on the far baseline, or sideline, pardon me. Looking for an option to start off, gets it into Mulgrew. As we get off the first couple seconds here in this game, Tori Adams hounded by two defenders, very closely guarded, trying to find an option, and throws it away and turns it over. Outlet right now into Green. Green gets the fake and lays it up and in over Tori Adams. A quick 2-0 start for the Spartans. Mulgrew, looks like the Spartans are playing a full court press. Bingham, hounded, trying to sprint across half court, and almost turns it over. She does, right in the hands of Emanuel, but she stepped out of bounds. Walpole just struggling to move the ball on their first two possessions. Spartans are a very harsh team defensively. McDonald's going to inbound it, and we have whistles.
Go, Blue. Go,
Donald's going to inbound it, gets it into Mulgrew. She goes into the backcourt. Mulgrew sprinting inside outside to McDonald. McDonald against Emanuel, the sensational freshman for the Spartans. Out in the corner to McMahon, outside to Adams. Adams looking for an option, floats it to Mulgrew. That was dangerous. That's going to be tipped and turned over. And outlet should not get it to Emanuel. Walpole catches an easy break. So both teams not creating a lot of offense so far, but Walpole especially is having a huge problem just moving the ball and finding an open shot. They haven't put up a shot in their first couple possessions. Here's Bingham. Gets it into Adams. Adams guarded closely into McMahon. McMahon pressured. She's going to make her way to the basket. McMahon does not get the layup to fall. Rebound going to be controlled by the Spartans. Here comes Holmes outside now. Green going to try a three. That's good. Quick 5-0 start for St. Mary's. So Adams trying to get it to Mulgrew. She can't track it down. Walpole turns it over yet again. Side now, this is O'Connell. O'Connell driving inside. Looks like going to be off of her and out of bounds. Walpole gains possession. 6:37 left to go in the first quarter. Bingham inbounds it to Mulgrew. Mulgrew being heavily defended by this full court press from the Spartans. Adams too high, couldn't get it. Walpole turns it over yet again. They've only put up one shot in a minute and a half of play here.
Let's go, G! Let's go, G!
Timberwolves just not really creating anything offensively right now. Inside to Green, Green outside now. This is Holmes. Extra pass now, 3 in the air. That will bounce out. Rebound controlled by Emily Mulgrew. She goes to the floor. She's trying to get it and gets it into McMahon. Here comes Mulgrew sprinting the way out to McDonald. McDonald finds McMahon but turns it over. O'Connell has it for the Spartans. Spartans won 19 games in the regular season. Of course, they won the state championship in D3 last year. Trying to win it again here in Division 2. They're spreading the ball around. Outside right now. She's going to go inside. Little floater. Won't go. And tracks down her own miss. And Mulgrew trying to come up with it. She does. And it's going to be a travel on Mulgrew. So Walpole still scoreless. So looks like that's going to be Janae Holmes, the freshman guard, going to inbound it for the Spartans. Looking for it, does so, finds, going to be Roberts. Julian Roberts, the senior from Stoneham. Going to her right now, open in the left corner. That's going to be a 3. That will rim out. Rebound to Abby McMahon. O'Connell couldn't get the shot to fall. Here comes Mulgrew pushing the paint. Mulgrew inside, outside. Adams, she's going to pull the trigger. Try a 3. Won't fall. The rebound into Emmanuel. Fast break right now for the Spartans. Here comes Roberts inside, outside now. 3 in the air. Will not fall on the rebound to Bingham. Walpole still scoreless. Feeding into McMahon now. Outside now. Mulgrew, top of the key 3. That's good. Just huge for Walpole to finally make a shot, and it causes Sean McGinnis to call a timeout. 5-3 as Spartans have the early lead, but Walpole finally gets on the scoreboard. All right, timeout over now. St. Mary's has looked like the better team so far, but haven't gotten the shots to fall. All 5 points for St. Mary's is from Carly Green. The forward from Beverly. Here comes Emmanuel. Emmanuel scored 22 points in their previous game against Archbishop Williams. Looking for it outside now. This is Holmes inside, faking it, and trouble on the paint, and they get it back out. Here's Emmanuel. Getting back outside now. Walpole playing pretty great defense. They turn it over. Picked up by Bella Bingham. Bingham hounded by 2 defenders. Green right on her. Bingham trying to get it across half court. She does too. Adams. Adams has a hole outside now. McDonald, she's open. Tries the 3. That's good. Katie McDonald gives Walpole the lead. It's 6-5. The Timberwolves up by 1. Here's O'Connell outside top of the key. Here's Emmanuel. Emmanuel back to the top of the key. Holmes inside. Bounce pass. They turn it over. And Walpole looks like a much different team for the first couple minutes in this game. Now St. Mary's the one to make the mistakes. First sub in the game looks like coming for St. Mary's. It's going to be Lena Owumi for the Spartans. As Katie McDonald made that 3. She had 19 points, including 6 threes against Duxbury. So instrumental in that win. That's how Walpole really got here. Here's McMahon, hounded by Emmanuel, gets it back out to Bingham. Bingham going to the paint. Bingham flips it up. That's too easy. 2 more for Walpole. 8-5, Walpole up by 3. Emmanuel guarded by Mulgrew, top of the key now, swinging it outside. O'Connell trouble. That's going to be a kick ball on Walpole. Timberwolves have brought the intensity to the stage. Looking to inbound it into Emmanuel. She's going to try the 3. That's way off. And the offensive rebound is going to be, looks like, going to be a foul on Walpole. Looked like it might have been on Bingham, but we couldn't really see from this vantage point. So Walpole now with 1 team foul. Looking to inbound it, tipped by McMahon. What a play. They turn it over, but Bingham throws it away. Tried to find Adams, but Adams wasn't looking for it. So we go the other way again. Here's Emmanuel over to O'Connell. O'Connell on the top of the key, swings it over now. Here's Holmes. Holmes back to O'Connell. Now Holmes on the left wing, inside now to Green, outside Holmes. Holmes, straight away three, front iron, no good. McMahon tries to track it down, she does. Bingham trying to float into Mulgrew, another dangerous pass, but she picks it up. Here's McDonald, tries another three, why not? That's good again! Katie McDonald on fire yet again. Puts Walpole up 11-5. Manuel inside now, lays it up, Illumni, that's gonna be an offensive foul. And no, looks like they're gonna call a T on Coach Sean McGinnis, as that was actually a foul on the Timberwolves. And so it'll really cost Walpole. Looked like a travel, but the refs didn't call it. Now they're getting together as McGinnis just picked up the tee. Comes with 3:14 left to go here in the first quarter. Spartans getting a very easy break right there, as Owumi at the line trying to convert the and one. As here comes Green back in the game, in for Jillian Roberts. Free throw for Owumi, front iron, no good. Tracked down on the ground, picked up by Bella Bingham. Now floats it to Mulgrew. Here comes McMahon cutting the other way. Outside Adams, tried to get it. It's going to be turned over, looks like. Picked up by Holmes. Here's O'Connell. Gets Adams into Emmanuel. Walpole up by 4. Good defense from Adams. Getting it back now is O'Connell. Now Holmes on the right wing against Mulgrew. O'Connell, that's going to be a long-range three. Front of the rim, no good. Tapped out and rebounded by St. Mary's. She spins inside. That's going to be a travel. Refs got it right this time. So Walpole gets the ball back. And comes Sky Watson for the first time for St. Mary's. Walpole doesn't go too deep with their bench. We'll see how much Sean McGinnis really goes into that second unit in this game, as really all of Walpole's starters played primarily in Duxbury. Bad pass, picked up by Bingham, got lucky and got fouled by Emmanuel. Bingham going to inbound it, the first team foul of the game for the Spartans. Walpole with 2. Bingham looking for an option, gets it into McMahon. McMahon loses it, but be picked up by Mulgrew in the backcourt. Mulgrew spinning and gets it to McMahon. McMahon's gonna travel. It's 2 straight travels from both teams. Looks like Jillian Bissonnet is at the scorer's table. She's gonna check in at the next whistle, in for McMahon. So Bissonnet is pretty great this season, coming off the bench considering her role. Largely comes in relief for McMahon as she takes a seat. Here's Watson. Outside now. Holmes, bounce pass inside now to Green. Green, trouble with the ball. Going the floor is Mulgrew. 2 Walpole defenders down there. Looks like they're going to call a jump ball with the possession arrow favoring the Spartans. St. Mary's will have the inbound, up by 4, with 2:18 left to go here in the first quarter. Inbounding it wide open as Watson doesn't take the 3, gets a fake. Green, good pass. She lays it up and in. 11-9 now, the Walpole lead down to 2. Adams back to Bingham. Bingham sprinting across half court, gets it to McDonald. She's already made 2 threes in this game. Doesn't take it. Outside, it's going to be Adams. Adams flips into Bingham. Bingham trying to put it up. Not going to get the call. She misses the shot. Rebounded by Emmanuel. Emmanuel running the other way now. Emmanuel outside to Green. Green, she traveled. So with 1 minute and 51 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Timberwolves are really holding their own against a really great St. Mary's team. As long as they can stay in it for majority of the game, they definitely will have a chance at this one. Here's Adams. Pressured by Watson. It's going to be a foul on Watson. It's going to be the second team foul on the Spartans. Pretty clean game so far. It's McDonald looking to inbound it. McDonald, the leading scorer for Walpole, with 6 of Walpole's 11 points. Gets into Adams. Adams defended by Watson. Finds Mulgrew up top. Here's Bingham. Bingham going to drive against Emmanuel. That's a tough shot. That won't fall. Rebounded by St. Mary's. She lets it go out of bounds. That's going to be, looks like the Spartans basketball loss. Last touch by Walpole. St. Mary's will come the other way. Looks like Abby McMahon at the scores here. We're ready to check into the next whistle. Most likely for Bissonnet. Here comes Green inside. Green, the nice fake. She lays it up and in. We're all knotted up at 11. The Spartans on a quick 6-0 run. McDonald gonna try the three. That will not fall. Rebounded by McMahon. Tapped out. Who's got it? Gonna come up with it is Owumi. Spartans now with all the momentum. Minute 10 left to go here in the first quarter. Here's O'Connell. Thinking about it. Outside now to Watson. Watson the screen now from Green. Thought about that three was O'Connell. Inside now, get it to Green. Green lays it up and in, and St. Mary's takes back the lead. Last 50 seconds here in the first quarter. Bingham running the other way. Bingham trying to go coast to coast. Bingham blocked underneath. It looks like they're gonna call it a foul on the Spartans. So gonna go on Green for the Spartans. So Bella Bingham's gonna go to the line to shoot two. Try to tie this game with 44.6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Bingham, back iron, no good on the first free throw. Abby McMahon and Riley Halloran going to sub into the game for the first time for Walpole. As Jillian Roberts subs back in for the Spartans in for Carly Green. Second free throw goes. Bingham goes 1 for 2 from the line, stops the scoring run for the Spartans. Makes it 13-12, Walpole down by 1. Outside now, spreading the ball around. Here's O'Connell on the top of the key, defended by Halloran. Halloran, who exploded for 12 points in Walpole's first round matchup against Notre Dame Academy. O'Connell thinking about it. O'Connell swings it outside now to Watson. Watson, trouble against Halloran. Finds her outside. Back to O'Connell. Great defense from Walpole. That's a crazy three. Could be an air ball, but picked up by St. Mary's. And McDonald pokes it away and turns it over. Last possession here for Walpole. Shot clock turned off. McDonald gets the feed from Bingham. Back to Mulgrew now. 7 left to shoot. Halloran trying to get an open look. Halloran trying to get it to Mulgrew. Inside to Bingham. Now McMahon puts it up. Won't fall. And that's how the first quarter is going to end here at St. Mary's. Walpole down 12-13. They went down 5-0 early, but went on a great run to make it 11-5. Spartans took back the lead briefly. And now Walpole's down by 1 going into the first quarter. Second quarter, pardon me. Welcome back here to St. Mary's. Second quarter about to become underway as Walpole has their whole starting lineup in. Timberwolves again trying to go back to the Final Four. As McDonald's going to inbound it. Timberwolves lost to South High Community in this round last year as a 14 seed. Trying to win it here. Here's Adams, defended by O'Connell. Adams gets it into McDonald. Heavy pass. She turns it over. Picked up by Roberts. Roberts going the other end. Roberts pressured, and that's going to be, looks like a travel on Roberts. Took one too many steps, so a lot of travels in this game so far from both teams. Walpole's going to have it on the baseline. 14 seconds shaved off here in the second quarter. Bingham's going to inbound it, gets it inside to Adams. Walpole's kind of figured out the full court press from St. Mary's. As here's McDonald, gets a high pass from Adams. Here's Bingham now on the left wing. Bingham's out to Adams. Adams dishes it outside to McDonald. She's open, not going to take the three. Instead, dribble inside. Now out to Adams. Adams makes her way to the paint. Bounce past McMahon. Outside McDonald. Open three. Will not fall. Rebounded by O'Connell for St. Mary's. Outside now, Green going to fake the three. Now drive inside. Green thinking about it. Inside, Robert. She lays it up and in. St. Mary's now up by 3, 15-12. Here's Bingham. Finds McDonald in the corner. She couldn't handle it, and they turn it over yet again. Fast break now. Emmanuel spinning. Emmanuel, tough shot. Front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Abby McMahon. Now floating it to McDonald's going to be out of bounds off of Green. So Walpole trying to get to Katie McDonald a lot on that left side, but it just has not been working. See if Coach Sean McGinnis might change the game plan for that. McDonald inbounds it to Mulgrew. Mulgrew had the first points of the game for Walpole. She had a three early in the first quarter to really wake this team up. Here's Adams circling inside to McMahon. McMahon flips it up. That won't fall. Trying to grab her own miss. Going to the floor. Be picked up there by Watson. Inside now to Green. Green now against Adams, just a mismatch. Green thinking about the three against Bingham. Floats it outside of Watson. Watson now gets Mulgrew outside of Manuel. She's going to try the three from the right corner. That will fall. And the largest lead now for St. Mary's is 6, 18-12. Here's Bingham. Trouble. Bingham on the half-court line. Tapped away, trying to get it back. And it's going to be, looks like, off of Watson. St. Mary's starting this quarter off on a 5-0 run. The same run they started the game off.
Come on, guys. Touch the ball. Let's go, Blue.
Now looks like number 41, Jalen Fry, going to check into the game for the Spartans for the first time. In for Green, who takes another seat. Here's Mulgrew. Defended by Watson, almost pokes it away. Here's Adams. Driving inside, Adams drilling, flips it up awkwardly. The wide won't go. Blocked there by McMahon and rebounded by Emmanuel. Emmanuel fast break, goes the other way. Emmanuel coast to coast, lays it up and in. 7-0 run from the Spartans. McDonald, bounce pass to Bingham. Walpole's got to get an open shot here to really silence this crowd. Adams circling inside, Adams trouble, that's going to be a travel. Not much going right for Walpole right now. As Lena Awumi going to sub back in the game for the Spartans. Seems like St. Mary's goes pretty deep into their bench. Definitely an advantage they have over Walpole, who only plays about 7 players at the max. Here's Emmanuel up top to O'Connell. Now screen from Watson, getting around her. Now going to take the three, front of the rim, no good, but gets the miss and gets the putback. It's Fry, now it's going to be a 10-point lead for St. Mary's. Bingham, crossover, just has to get into the front court, does so to McMahon. Then back out to Bingham. Bingham posting up inside, Bingham goes all the way, doesn't get the shot to fall on the rebound, and safely to O'Connell. And now Adams is going to pick up the blocking foul. Could be her first. First on the team this quarter. Walpole scoreless in about 3 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Around now, O'Connell going to take another three. Back to the rim, no good. The rebound, this time in Emily Mulgrew. McDonald, back to Mulgrew. Now is Bingham. Defended by Emmanuel, back over to Mulgrew. Mulgrew on the top of the key, swinging around. Outside Adams, she's open, going to try the three from the right corner. Rims out, rebounded by Watson. Watson pushing the tempo. Outside now, step back three from O'Connell, that'll go. Going to be a timeout call by Coach Sean McGinnis. St. Mary's looks unstoppable right now. They're on a 12-0 run. 4.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Walpole's not scored since the first. In fact, Timberwolves have been really cold even since then. Here's Mulgrew trying to get into McMahon. It's picked off again. Easy lane for Emmanuel. She lays it up and in. A 15-point lead for the Spartans. It's all falling out of control for the Timberwolves. Bingham, who hasn't scored since the first, inside of McMahon. McMahon lays it up. That'll go. Finally ending the scoring run for the Spartans. 27-14 now. Manuel, now Holmes, outside now to Watson. Watson driving inside against McMahon. Inside now, Emmanuel lays it up and in. Call it in the foul. More carnage for the Spartans against Walpole. Emmanuel calmly knocks down the free throw. Largest lead for St. Mary's now to 16, 30-14. Walpole is trying to make this somewhat close at this point going into the half. Mulgrew outside, Mulgrew takes the three, too strong, rebound, fought for and taken in by Emmanuel. Emmanuel sprinting the other way. Emmanuel inside now, cutting, gonna spin is Owumi, outside now to Fry. Fry driving, Fry didn't get the travel, lays it up and in. Now an 18-point lead for the Spartans, they are on fire. Bingham spinning, Bingham into McMahon, McMahon cuts inside and lays it in with the right hand. Now St. Mary's has double of Walpole's score, 32-16, a 16-point lead. Here's Holmes over to Watson. Watson drive, kicks it inside to Emmanuel, floats it up and in. Gonna be a timeout called by the Spartans. 34 to 16, Walpole down by 18. All right, welcome back here to St. Mary's. Walpole down by 18. Interesting fact right here, CeCe Williams for St. Mary's has 12 points, all of them here in the second quarter. She has really taken over this game. Mulgrew trying to get around, that's a travel. Nothing going right for Walpole. 2:58 left to go here.
Hey, let's go, D. Let's
The
go.
second quarter. Walpole is down 1
Let's go.
at the end of 1. Now they're down 18. Holmes, outside O'Connell, back to Holmes. Holmes now going to her left, getting the screen from Roberts, gets it to Roberts. Open is O'Connell, not going to take it now, double team. Inside now to Green, Green trouble with the ball. Inside to Emmanuel, wide open, gets past Bingham, she lays it up and in. And a 20-point lead for the Spartans. Bingham into McDonald, and that's going to be poked by Green out of bounds. McDonald will inbound it for Walpole. McDonald had 2 threes in the first quarter, but since then, Walpole's not made any. As Ryan McDonald subs in for the first time in the game. In for Emily Mulgrew. Outside is McMahon on that right corner. Now is McDonald. McDonald back to McMahon. McMahon gonna drive inside. McMahon going to the floor. It's gonna be a blocking foul on Roberts. It's the first team foul on the Spartans this quarter. McDonald's going to inbound it for the Timberwolves. 2:12 left to go here in the second frame. Open is Halloran out to McDonald. McDonald back to Halloran. Now McDonald again just swinging it around. McDonald, heavy pressure back to Halloran. Walpole trying to get an open shot. Here's McDonald looking for an option into Bingham. Bingham being hounded. Inside, doesn't get the foul. And going to be rebounded by O'Connell. O'Connell. Bounce pass inside. Ball's going to be picked up by Bingham. Walpole has the turnover. Bingham going inside. Euro step and 1. So something positive finally for Walpole in this quarter.
1 at a time.
Just the 5th points for Bella Bingham. Second team foul.
What's wrong?
Bingham converts the 3-point play. 36 to 19 now as Bingham now has 6 points to tie Katie McDonald for the leading scorers for Walpole. Here comes Holmes. A minute and 40 left to go here in the second quarter. Swinging out is Roberts. Back to Holmes on the top of the key. He intercepted. Picked up here, Halloran going coast to coast. Halloran, tough layup, won't go. Rebounded by Holmes. Holmes sprinting the other way. Holmes charged by McDonald. Gonna be an offensive foul. Walpole, just a tad bit of momentum here as they finally stop St. Mary's on a couple possessions. Couple subs coming for Walpole. That's going to be Emily Mulgrew and Tori Adams subbing in for Halloran and McDonald. With a minute and 21 left to go in the second quarter. Walpole ideally just want to keep this game maybe within 15 points. They won't have any chance here in the second half. Bingham, outside McDonald, open in the left corner. They leave her open. She does not get the 3 to fall. Rebounded by Emmanuel. Approaching a minute left to go here. Emmanuel goes by everyone. Outside is Roberts. Now it's going to be Watson. Watson outside now. O'Connell back to Watson. Watson gets the fake inside of Green. Green hounded by McMahon, trying to steal it. Now going to the ground. Here's Roberts into Emmanuel. Emmanuel mid-range jumper. That'll fall. Too easy for CeCe Emmanuel. Now it's 14 points leading the team for St. Mary's. Adams bounce pass into McDonald. McDonald, far pass outside to Mulgrew. Mulgrew floats it inside, doesn't get the bounce, and rebounded by O'Connell. Shot clock now turned off. That's going to be a foul on Bingham. 38 to 19. St. Mary's has doubled Walpole's score yet again. And Walpole had a little bit of hope in that first quarter, but since then, it's been all St. Mary's. An 18-point swing in this quarter. Just 7 points scored in the quarter for Walpole. Last 20 seconds here. O'Connell outside to Roberts. It's O'Connell holding the ball now. St. Mary's going to take this for the final shot. Looks like Bingham pokes it away, but being picked up by Emmanuel, who saves it from going over half court. 5 seconds now. Emmanuel going inside, and going to be a struggle for the basketball. Going to be a jump ball, and Preston is going to favor, looks like Walpole, with 3.3 seconds left. So Timberwolves have one final chance for a shot. Actually, no, the jump ball is going to favor the Spartans, pardon me. So Emmanuel will inbound it. These last 3.3 seconds, gets it inside to Green. Green out to Watson. Watson to beat the buzzer. That'll go. Pretty symbolic of the first half for St. Mary's. And they take a 22-point lead into halftime, 41-19. I mean, there's not really much to be said about Walpole right now, just really struggling in that second quarter. St. Mary's explodes, and now Walpole facing their largest deficit at half this season against one of the best teams in the state. Well, see if Walpole can salvage any semblance of hope in the second half, as we'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back here to second half action here at the St. Mary's High School gym. A pretty bleak half for the Timberwolves. They started out down 1 going into the second quarter, but St. Mary's just exploded, and right now it's looking not so great for the Timberwolves, facing one of their largest deficits of the season in their biggest game of the season. So it's going to be a lot to come back from. Katie McDonald and Bella Bingham each lead the team in scoring with 6 points each. Cece Emmanuel scored all of her 16 points in the third quarter for St. Mary's, and she leads them in scoring as well. Third quarter just about to get underway. Katie McDonald's going to inbound it on the near side. St. Mary's is playing so well in that second quarter. Really have caught a lot of the Walpole players off guard. We start the third quarter with Emily Mulgrew. Mulgrew immediately gets it stolen from, now picked up by Holmes. Here's Emmanuel driving inside, bounce pass. It's going to be a foul on Katie McDonald. So O'Connell's going to go to the line to shoot too.
Wow, that looked like a good block to me.
First free throw is going to bounce in for McKenna O'Connell. Now a 23-point lead for the Spartans. It's turning into not a great game for Walpole. Second free throw goes. Now a 24-point lead.
Come on now. Let's go.
As Bingham's going to handle it. Now here's Mulgrew. Mulgrew now to the top, the key into Adams. Swinging it inside to McMahon. McMahon posting up now into Bingham. Bingham's going to try it from the free throw line. That goes. Bella Bingham now with 8 points. Now leads Walpole in scoring 43-21. Here's Emmanuel inside now. Green stolen away, picked up by McMahon. Here comes Mulgrew. Floating it to Bingham. Bingham against Roberts. Bingham's out to McDonald. McDonald finds Mulgrew, but in between two defenders going to the floor. Mulgrew somehow comes up with it, trying to get it to McMahon under the hoop. McMahon trouble, turns around and makes the jumper. But now 4 straight points for the Timberwolves. Now 43-23. Here's Emmanuel, floats it outside of Holmes. Holmes inside now to Green. Green loses it, picked up by Adams. Feeding it into Bingham. Bingham trying to go all the way, but looks like to be off of Holmes out of bounds. She couldn't quite handle the basketball. Walpole will have it. Timberwolves just got to take one possession at a time. McDonald's going to inbound it. McDonald finds Mulgrew. Mulgrew back to McDonald. McDonald, 3 in the air, is going to go in and out. Rebounded by O'Connell. McDonald's been close on a couple, just hasn't really hit since the first quarter from beyond the arc. Holmes, back to O'Connell. St. Mary's using a little bit of clock right here. Down to 20 left to shoot on the shot clock. Here's Emmanuel. Now the screen, back to O'Connell. O'Connell sets for 3. Front iron, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by the Spartans. Straightaway 3 for Emmanuel. Money. Back up to a 23-point lead for the Spartans. Adams running the other way. Adams floats it up. That's not going to fall. The rebound to Emmanuel. Emmanuel inside to O'Connell. O'Connell, she traveled. So Emmanuel now with 19 points for the Spartans. Scored 22 in her last game against Archbishop Williams. The inbound's going to be to Adams. Walpole went 14-6 in the regular season. Really never had a game down by this much. Adams cutting inside. Adams flips it up. That'll go. Now 46-25. Walpole starting to put some points on the scoreboard despite their first half struggles. It's now 46-25. Be tipped by Bingham, but Holmes gets it right back. There's Roberts in the corner. Roberts floats it inside now. Green trying to go by McMahon. Going to be Adams trying to get the ball. And it looks like going to be a timeout called by the Spartans. 46-25. They still lead by 21 with 5 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter. St. Mary's will have the inbound on the baseline up by 21. As Holmes looks to inbound it. Has to get it in. Holmes does so. Side is Holmes now. Have the inbound outside. Swing the ball around to St. Mary's. Here comes Watson inside. Trouble with the basketball. Loses it. Going to the floor. It's going to be picked up now by Holmes. Here comes Green. 5 left to do in the shot clock. She's going to pull up. Not going to fall. The rebound to Katie McDonald. Bingham floats it out to Adams, but it was tipped out of bounds by Roberts. McDonald's going to inbound it on the near side. Gets it into Mulgrew. Mulgrew turning her back. Mulgrew finds McDonald open. McDonald beyond the arc. Not going to take it. Instead dribbles inside to Bingham. Bingham puts it up and blocked by Emmanuel. Gets it back. Not going to get it. Rebounded by McMahon. Another chance for Walpole. Here's Tori Adams. Now McDonald on the right wing back to Mulgrew. Mulgrew into Adams. Tries to cut inside. And it's going to be out of bounds off of St. Mary's. Katie's going to inbound it. Into Mulgrew. Mulgrew floats it into Bingham. Bingham posting up. Bingham heavily guarded. Bingham turns around. Doesn't get the jumper. Rebounded by Green. It looks like McMahon is on the other end. She's not in the play now. It's going to be a 4-on-5 now for the Spartans. That's a 3 in the air. Front iron, no good. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Mulgrew. As it looks like Sean McGinnis is going to have to call a timeout. As McMahon left the gymnasium. Not sure what's wrong with her. Might have gotten elbowed. So it's going to cause Jillian Bissonnet to sub in for her. Not a great sight. Here's Bingham into McDonald. McDonald back to Bingham. Bingham now Mulgrew. Thinking about it outside of McDonald. Sorry, it's Adams. Now Bissonnet just subbed in for McMahon. Bissonnet, tough shot, not even close. Trying to get her miss and doesn't get it. Rebounded by Roberts the other end. Here comes Emmanuel. Emmanuel fast break. Emmanuel coast to coast, lays it up and in. 48-25 as we enter the midway point of the third quarter. Bad pass picked up by Emmanuel and gets fouled by Mulgrew. This is turning into a clinic from the Spartans. Down by 23 is Walpole.
Let's go, Blue.
As Holmes is going to move the ball for the Spartans inside of Roberts outside. Emmanuel, she's open again and doesn't get the 3. Offensive rebounds, Awumi. She doesn't get the layup. Gets her own miss again, trying to get it. She does. Going to be tipped on the near side by Bella Bingham. So stay over here with the Spartans. Right now, boys hockey is going on for Walpole at the same time as we are recording this. Right now it's currently 0-0. Going inside is going to be Holmes who lays it up and in. A 25-point lead for the Spartans.
Go, Blue.
3.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Bingham floats it up top to McDonald. Now Mulgrew on the top of the key back to McDonald. McDonald outside Adams. She's open. That's a long 3. That's good. Finally, for the first time since the first quarter, the Timberwolves get a shot to fall behind the arc. 50-28. Emmanuel. Back to Holmes. Now Emmanuel. Holmes inside now back to Watson. Watson circles inside, floats it up. That'll go. 2 more for the Spartans. Bingham's going to handle it. Looks like Abby McMahon back onto the bench for Walpole. A good sign for her. Here's Mulgrew, heavily pressured, and McDonald couldn't handle it. Ball's going to be out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be off of St. Mary's. No, that's actually going to be a foul on Owumi. A couple subs coming in for the Spartans. Looks like Carly Green subbing back in for St. Mary's. And Jalen Fry about to sub in on the next whistle. McDonald back to Adams. Approaching 2.5 left to go here in the third. Bad pass, Bingham corrals it. Bingham gets fouled. St. Mary's has not allowed any open lane to the basket for Bingham tonight. She's been rather held in check. Leads Walpole in scoring with 8 currently. Gets that one to fall, make it 9 now for Bella Bingham, as Jalen Fry subbed in the game for the Spartans, who have just been so dominant tonight on both ends of the floor. Second one in front of the rim will bounce in. Riley Halloran going to sub in for Jillian Bissonnet. So Walpole kind of going with a small ball lineup right now. Both bigs for Walpole on the bench. Watson outside of Fry. Now bad pass picked up by Watson. Watson dribbling inside. Now is O'Connell just sub back in the game. Inside now is going to be Green. Bodying Bingham. That's going to be an offensive foul on Green. So she pushes off. Bingham trying to sprint across half court. And nothing easy coming for the Timberwolves tonight. Here comes McDonald, dribbles inside, mid-range jumper, air ball. Out of bounds, going to looks like off of Owumi. Stay over here with Walpole with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter. McDonald looking for an option, does so into Bingham. Bingham, tough shot, will bounce it in the foul. And it looks like, nope, they're going to call it. That they will call a foul on St. Mary's. So Bingham at the line to try to make it a 19-point game. Bingham sinks the free throw, now a 19-point deficit. The closest this game has been in a while. Now 2 minutes left to go. Going inside out is Watson, gonna try that three, that's not gonna fall. Rebounded by Owumi, she puts it up and in, and the foul. It's turning into a bloodbath. Ryan McDonald gonna sub in for Tori Adams, the senior. Roberts in and out, fight for the rebound, Bingham comes up with it. So they do not convert the three-point play. So it's a 21-point lead. Here's Bingham, outside of McDonald, extra pass to Mulgrew. Mulgrew outlet inside of Bingham. Bingham heavily guarded out to McDonald, who calls for it. Now step back into Halloran, that three in the air. That's not gonna fall on the rebound, and safely to O'Connell. Now 90 seconds left to go here. Inside now, ball on the ground, picked up by Halloran.
Talk to her, talk to her.
Halloran slowing it down. Outside McDonald, she's gonna try a three. That won't fall. Rebounded by O'Connell. St. Mary's has been the much faster team. That's gonna be a three from Green. Yes, sir. A 24-point lead for the Spartans here in this Elite Eight matchup. Bingham posting up on the top of the key into McDonald. McDonald back to McDonald. Extra pass now. Mulgrew does not get the bounce. Bingham the offensive rebound. He puts it up and in. Now 35 for Walpole on the scoreboard. St. Mary's with 4 team fouls, 3 team fouls for Walpole. O'Connell top the key, straightaway three, in and out, and the rebound to Emily Mulgrew. Shot clock is turned off. The comes McDonald. McDonald outside to Mulgrew. Now Bella Bingham just going to hold it. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Bingham on the top of the key. Bingham loses it, picks it right back up. Now McDonald. Outside now to Mulgrew. 10 seconds left. Walpole's got to get an open shot. Here comes McDonald, sprinting inside McDonald into the lane and turns it over. Picked up by Fry. Looks like St. Mary's just going to be pretty content with keeping it here as Halloran stole the ball away, but there wasn't enough time left in that third quarter. And that will bring the third quarter to the close for each team. Walpole down 57-35. With 1 quarter to play, it might not be it for Walpole. The season might come to an end tonight. Welcome back here to St. Mary's. Fourth quarter about to become underway. As Bella Bingham, the leading scorer for Walpole, she has 15 tonight. In what will most likely be her last game with the Timberwolves. She's been so great for Walpole in her career. Inside is Roberts, back to Fry. Fry, she's open in the left corner and doesn't make that three. Tapped out, trying to get the rebound, and Emmanuel comes up with it. Roberts working inside. Outside now, Emmanuel gonna try a three, that'll fall. 25-point lead for the Spartans. Bad pass turned over. O'Connell back out to Emmanuel. Emmanuel pulls up from mid-range. Yes, sir. Largest lead now for St. Mary's, 27-point lead. As Abby McMahon is back into the game for Walpole after she looked like went out of the game with an apparent injury in the third quarter. So good to see her back in the game. Bingham's heavily guarded on the front court. Bingham floats it outside to McDonald. McDonald, bad pass, can be tipped and picked up now by St. Mary's. And we have whistles. Going to be Walpole possession.
Let's go.
McDonald inbounds it on the far baseline.
All right, Jeffrey. Sit down, Jeffrey.
Here comes Adams, sprinting. Outside Mulgrew. Mulgrew's going to pull the trigger and doesn't get that one. Rebounded by Bingham. Next chance for Walpole into McMahon. McMahon puts it up and that won't go, but she gets fouled. So she will go to the charity stripe. I mean, these seniors have just been so instrumental for Walpole. This team is going to look a lot different next year. McMahon doesn't get the first free throw to fall. I mean, Abby McMahon, Tori Adams, and Bella Bingham, the core of just a great team over the past couple years. McMahon makes the free throw. Most likely playing their last game here as a 26-point deficit. Might just be too much to overcome for Walpole, especially in the Elite Eight. St. Mary's shows that they belong in Division II, and boy, are they dangerous. Here's Fry. Now McMahon trying to get it. That's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to favor Walpole, so Walpole does get the ball back. 6:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Bingham looking for an outlet, gets it into Adams. Adams sprints across half court, trying to find McDonald. She's open. Not going to take it. Instead, gets it to Bingham, who cuts inside. Bingham drilling inside. Might have taken an extra step, and she did as they wave off the points. So Walpole turns it over. Holmes. And kickball by Bingham. Bingham, of course, going to play Division I soccer at Fairfield. Showing her talent right there with the kick. St. Mary's swinging it around. Now here's Holmes. Spreads it out now to Emmanuel, pulls up yet again. That's going to be off. Rebounded by Fry for St. Mary's. Roberts drilling inside, outside. It's going to be a long two. Not going to fall. Rebounded underneath by Fry. She puts it up. That one fall, gets her a miss. And that one's not going to get in the basket, but it will be a foul on Walpole. That one's going to go on, looks like Emily Mulgrew. So 2 free throws for Fry, the freshman. First free throw falls. As looks like Roberts and O'Connell subbing out for the Spartans. Second free throw is good. 64-36. The lead is 28 for St. Mary's. We enter under 6 minutes left to play. The fourth quarter, here's McMahon calling for it. McMahon trying to turn around, tough shot, not even close in the rebound into Watson. Outside is Holmes, she's open. Holmes takes her dribble inside and doesn't get it, but gets fouled. So 2 more free throws incoming for the Spartans. Foul's gonna go, looks like, on Katie McDonald. First free throw bounces out for Holmes, the freshman guard. Out goes Fry, in comes Carly Green for St. Mary's. Second one also will bounce out. Offensive rebound by Green, she puts it up and in easily. Now a 30-point lead for St. Mary's. Five minutes and 25 seconds left. Mulgrew trying to get it back and turns it over. Holmes, it's Mulgrew. Walpole season looks like gonna come to an end as Green's gonna get fouled. Timberwolves made it all the way here to the Elite Eight, had great wins against Notre Dame Academy and Duxbury, but just ran into too great of an opponent. First one will fall for Green. Now a 31-point lead for the Spartans as senior Anna Jolly going to sub into the game for Katie McDonald, who gets a well-deserved ovation. Going to be one of the leaders for this team next year. Second free throw is also good. See if Sean McGinnis will put all the seniors in right now as we enter the last 5 minutes of the game here. Here's Bingham, bounce pass, trying to get it to Jolly, but couldn't connect. As picked up now by Adams. Adams into Jolly, tipped by Green. Now here's McMahon. McMahon floats it to Jolly, but couldn't find her, and picked up by Emmanuel. Emmanuel coast to coast inside now, turning as Awumi, who doesn't get the bounce. Rebounded by Bingham. 26 for CC Emmanuel in this game. Well, it's 18 from Carly Green to lead it for St. Mary's. They've just been so deadly. Bingham feeds it into McMahon, who doesn't get the shot to fall. Off of, looks like Awumi underneath. Out of bounds with 4 minutes and 32 seconds left. As Abby McMahon going to sub out of the game. In for Jillian Bissonnet. Could this be the last time we see McMahon for Walpole? Again, 4.5 minutes left to go. Might not see more action. Bad pass by Bissonnet. Looks like Mulgrew gonna get it, but it's gonna be a backcourt violation. It was not tipped, as looks like the officials gonna talk about it, and they are gonna change the call. It's gonna be tipped by St. Mary's, so Timberwolves will have possession. Now gonna be CC Emmanuel subbing out for St. Mary's. Looks like for the final time, she was amazing tonight for the squad based out of Lynn. Here's Jolly on the right wing. Now Mulgrew floats into Bingham. Bingham posting up. Bingham inside. Bingham gets the fake and doesn't get the shot. Rebounded by Green. Green sprinting to the way outside now, top the key to Holmes. Holmes outside now, swinging it. That's going to be a three in the air. That'll fall for Taylor Roberts, who just checked in for the first time for St. Mary's. And adds to the carnage, a 35-point lead for the Spartans. Bingham now as we enter the midway point of the fourth quarter. Jolly posting up. Jolly denied by Green. Been that kind of night for Walpole. Just nothing easy. Watson open in the right corner. She does not get the shot. Rebounded by Bingham. So here's Adams, now 3.5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Jolly now circling. I mean, last time she plays in a Walpole uniform, one of the 4 seniors for this Walpole team. Jolly gonna flip it up, that won't go, but she will get fouled. So Anna Jolly gonna get a chance to score in this playoff game. She had not scored all postseason. First free throw will fall. We got subs coming in for both teams. Halloran and McDonald in, and Tori Adams subbing out for Walpole. A much-deserved ovation, and Bella Begum subbing out for what could be the final time she plays in a Walpole uniform. Just a great career all around, scoring over 1,000 points and being the anchor of this team for the last couple of years. Second free throw for Jolly will fall, so she goes 2 for 2 from the line. Great to see from the senior. Watson now. Outside is going to be Roberts. Now Watson floating it. Bounce pass inside of Fry, who can't come up with it. It's going to be picked up by Bissonnet. Here comes McDonald. McDonald turning her back now. Kelly subbing in for the first time in this game. Now at the charity stripe. Back outside. It's going to be McDonald going to try a 3. A little bit off in the rebound. And safely to Roberts. St. Mary's showing their strength in this game. Awkward shot for Fry, won't fall. Rebound to be picked up by Kelly. Walpole again trying to make the final score look a little less ugly, but at this point, St. Mary's has really done all they really can. Be a foul on the Spartans. Going to go on Fry. 2 minutes and 22 seconds as looks like McGinnis is going to sub in Bingham, McDonald, and Adams. All the seniors out there for Walpole. As Bissonnet, Caroline Kelly, Riley Halloran, and Kelly all sub out. So they get their last bit of action here for Walpole. Adams trying to score yet again, but gets denied. They're going to call the foul on Cruz. So Adams going to get to add to her score tonight. Back room, no good. Adams has 5 points in this game. She had 21 against Notre Dame Academy in the first round. Free throw from Adams, that'll fall. Now 6 points for the senior. From St. Mary's, bad pass thrown away into the seats. So we'll see how aggressive Walpole plays with their seniors one final time in these last 2 minutes. Again, just a great season, phenomenal from Walpole. Won the Bay State crown for the 4th time last 5 years, but just ran into a wall in St. Mary's. McMahon can't get both shots to fall, and it's going to be looks like a foul on Abby. So with 1:52 left, Spartans have the ball. They have a great chance at going farther. In fact, they really have a good chance to win the state title with this kind of performance against such a great Walpole team. As Walpole's road to the championship game is going to end here in St. Mary's. Adams outside now. McDonald going to try the 3. In and out, and the rebound into Cruz as she gets fouled underneath by Adams. Got whistles right here. It's the officials. A little bit of miscommunication with these scores here. It looks like Walpole's over the limit, so Cruz at the line to shoot 2. She doesn't make the first free throw. as she misses the second free throw. Adams trying to come up with it, and she gets fouled. Looks like by Cruz just missed both at the charity stripe. 4 seniors relishing this last moment here as the Spartans were over the limit, so Adams will go to the line. First free throw is good. 71-40. And Adams makes both free throws. Now 8 points on the night. And losing the ball, it's going to be picked up by McDonald. McDonald trying to feed it in for Bingham, and trying to get it back is Bingham underneath, and going to be, looks like, out of bounds. Be off of, looks like, Silvestri for St. Mary's. Bingham long pass into Jolly. Jolly, she's going to try a three. Back the rim, no good. She wanted that one. Rebounded by St. Mary's. Clock rolling now down to 1 minute and 7, 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go. Ball's on the ground, going to be picked up here. Silvestri inside. Silvestri floats it up. That will not bounce in. Gets her own miss, however. Silvestri flips it up. That won't fall. Another rebound here for the Spartans. Here's Roberts. Now back outside, top of the key. This is Gonzalez. Pulls up for mid-range. That'll fall. As we enter the last minute, 42 seconds left to go. Could be the last time we see these players. And another turnover right there. St. Mary's doesn't have to score, goes inside, blocked by Bingham. And they're going to call the foul on Bella Bingham, so 30.9 seconds left to go.
He didn't call a foul.
Silvestri at the line. St. Mary's will be going to the Final Four, and Walpole season ends tonight. First free throw is good. Second one is also good. 76-41. What a performance from St. Mary's tonight as the shot clock is turned off. Walpole now with one final possession. That's going to be a foul. So Tori Adams looks like we'll go to the line for one final time in her high school career. What a moment. Adams makes the first. Now with 9 points in the game, trying to get up to double digits. She does. 10 points on the night for Tori Adams. Shot clock is turned off for St. Mary's. They don't have to push it if they don't want to. Here is Roberts, and looks like not in much urgency. Gonna float it around, swing it around. Last 10 seconds right here. And the St. Mary's Spartans, what a performance. They will be going to the Division II State Final Four. The game ends here, and the careers for Abby McMahon, Anna Jolly, Bella Bingham, and Tori Adams all end here tonight at St. Mary's. Final score 74-43 as Walpole, again, their season comes to an end. What a season they had. I mean, they battled through thick and thin, played great opponents in the playoffs, just couldn't get it done tonight. St. Mary's was too much. Again, as we sign off here, I will be signing off for the final time, as this will be my last broadcast here for Walpole Media. I just want to thank everyone who helped me, especially tonight, Jason He, Owen Alfont, but everyone else, Pete O'Farrell, Rick Brown especially, Mike Hardiman, Sawyer Regan, who did a lot of the basketball games with me, everyone who I worked with over the years, these last 2 years. I thank immensely for this opportunity, and I hope to be on your screens again one day. So, for the final time, I am Brady Goldman here saying so long from St. Mary's High School. The Spartans win it 75-43 and are on to the Final Four.